told me.
What's he tell you?
She loved another man.
Man.
Said I didn't fit into her lofty plans. Now she's gone. You know I ain't gonna worry. I'm sitting on top of the world. Long as you're alive, you're sitting on top of the world.
That's right.
You know, little girl, there was a time I didn't even know your name. Why should I worry? Little girl, it's always
How many of these did Forrest Gump drink in the movie? Anybody know?
I'm sitting on top of the world.
Wow. I love that intro. Sitting on top of the world. Dr. Harold Aldridge, once again from Taft, Oklahoma. How's everybody doing? Good, I hope. Welcome to episode 16 of Please Remain Seated. I'm your tour guide on this diabolical journey through political headlines, sports highlights, movie talking points, and whatever the hell else I can think of for the next half hour or so. I'm glad to be back. I didn't do one last week. I had a lot going on, still do really. I really don't have time to do this one, but here we are. My day job is super busy right now, and my got some stuff going on at the house that's really taking a lot of time as well. But here we are, and I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be here with you, political piranhas. You funny political piranhas. You know, I get a big kick out of politics stuff. You guys know that. I love sharing everything, getting the feedback and all that. It's so much fun. Because politics is a sport. It's a sport. And we have teams. Now, I like to think I'm not necessarily on a team. Because I like to be that middle of the road guy. That center. You know, right in the middle, watching both sides. But if you look at me, I'm leaning more to the right because of where the left is sitting. But really, I'm that real center of the road kind of guy. And that's me. All right, let's jump right into it. Let's see what's going on this week. I know I got a big kick out of seeing Donald Trump Jr. on The View. Anybody see that? Hilarious. He goes on to promote his book called Triggered, in which he, I assume he's talking about all the normal stuff about woke politics and stuff. I'm not going to say I read it because I have not read the book. But the funny part of this is he did an appearance on The View. And if you know The View, it's a left-leaning political talk show with 3 or 4 women that are angry for physical reasons, maybe, angry for psychological reasons. Anyway, these are some real angry women, led by Whoopi Goldberg. And they begin to attack the president's son about some things his father said and done, and he fires back. He says, hey, and I forget what her name is. Maybe it's Ruth or something. Hey, Ruth, remember when you did blackface for one Halloween? I did not do blackface. And they pull up the video, or he references a video, which you can pull up on the internet, which this white host of The View went to a Halloween party as a black woman. And Whoopi came to her defense and said, that was not blackface. I'm black and I know blackface. And I thought that was funny too, because somebody else pulled up a video of where Whoopi Goldberg's boyfriend, actor Ted Danson, went to a party in blackface with Whoopi. So this is my problem with the left. They are hypocritical. They're hypocritical. They don't hold themselves to the same standards that they hold their political opponents to. That's one of many problems with the left. Many, many problems. But go out and search that out. Don Jr. talking on The View about his new book, in which he literally goes after Whoopi and whoever her co-host is. We'll just call her Angry Lady Number 2. And it was very, very funny. Very funny. What else is going on? How about impeachment? That crap's still going on? Yeah, I guess it is. Funny thing is, with every passing day, it gets more and more obvious that the mainstream media is nothing but fake news. But why? Because the more we see about this company in the Ukraine, the more I see as a journalist a need to investigate Joe Biden. But nobody's doing it. Nobody in mainstream media is doing it because they're already bought and sold to the far left for some reason. When and why this happened, I don't know. I don't know. But it's crazy. Whether or not Trump did a quid pro quo, it's obvious that Biden did. So at the very least, we should have a dual investigation. We should have a dual investigation in which both of them are getting looked at, because this is crazy. In my opinion, Trump didn't do a quid pro quo. Does that mean he won't get impeached in the House? No. I think he probably will. But as I said last time, I believe that's all part of the political game. See, the game is, to reiterate, the left wants to get Trump impeached in the House to create fervor and create more of a left voter outpouring. Okay? Because they know they have weak candidates. They have very weak candidates. So they're going to try and create a anybody but Trump scenario. Okay? And the way they're going to do that is by getting that impeachment through the House, even though they know it will fail in the Senate. That's their plan. And the media is going along with it. Because there's a bunch of dirt on Biden over there. But nobody cares. Nobody cares. What did I also see this week? I saw a Trump rally in California. Well, let's call it a Trump rally. A small gathering of Trump supporters on the side of the road. It was probably a state rally, because we all know there's only 6 Trump supporters in California, and that's about how many there were in this video. And most of them were white, not all of them, probably 4 out of the 6. For some reason, and they would just peacefully have their MAGA hats on, have their signs, "Make America Great," and a black gentleman pulls up in his car at the stoplight with his kids in the car with him and just gets out and starts screaming at them and calling them the N-word and trying to fight everyone. And I don't want to get into this whole video and get racial, but what I want to say is, why in the hell does Trump make minorities so angry? Why does he make racial minorities so angry? My friend on Facebook a while back answered a question, one of those poll questions that said, "Is Trump racist?" He said, "Hell yes." And I said, "What has he done?" He said, "Oh, I don't know. He just is. He just is." It's very strange. I've never seen anything like that. It's like so many people are certain Trump is racist, but nobody has evidence. And yet we have hours and hours of video of Biden sniffing little girls' hair and smooching on them, and nobody cares about that. That's the double standard. Somehow the mainstream media has bought and sold that President Trump is a racist, and there's nothing to support it. There's literally nothing to support it. It's hilarious. I mean, people get their hats knocked off their head, they get shoved, they get, look at that video I just referenced. I think it's called Liberal Goes Berserk in California. He pulls over with his children in the car and just starts trying to fight people because they have this hat on. That's crazy. It's insane. It's insane. It's almost as insane as realizing that Oklahoma City has 44 different campuses for Metro Tech. I had a speech there last week, and my employee and I drove around and around and around. I thought, man, we may as well just give up and send a YouTube video in or something. We're never going to find this place. Metro Tech was not easy to find because I went to the wrong place. Went to the wrong campus. Anyway, it ended up working out. But yeah, Trump, I just can't believe how much he makes people go crazy in terms of racism. I don't know what it is. I really don't. And he just doesn't cut it. He just does not cut it. Crazy. Look that stuff up. But so proud of Trump Jr. on The View. I also heard that Trump himself was at the LSU-Alabama game, football game, and he got cheers. He got cheers. There's a long video in which they show a bunch of people cheering for him. So, I don't know what to say about that other than I'm sure there's contrary videos from the mainstream media saying that he was booed, because that's what they're doing all the time. So, do I love everything about Trump? Hell no. You know what's crazy is I just saw his spiritual advisor. Have you seen this lady? Oh my gosh. If they had a contest to pick who you think might be a cocaine addict, this lady would be at the top of the list. Look up Trump's spiritual advisor. This lady is crazy. And I guarantee you, she does coke, amphetamines, something. I mean, this lady's all over the place. Blew me away to see her. And her husband looks like Billy Bob Thornton's cousin or something. Looks like Billy Bob Thornton's cousin that only went to 4th grade. That's what her husband looks like. Look her up. I don't even know her name. Her name doesn't even matter. Just look up Trump's spiritual advisor. Wow. What's going on in the fight game? Let's see. We had the fight night in Russia, which actually aired yesterday morning. Great fights. A couple of my highlights to tell you about. Khabib Nurmagomedov, the sorry no good Russian that's the UFC champion at 155. His little brother fought. His name was Little Brother Nurmagomedov, or whatever the heck his name is. Who cares? Anyway, he fought some Canadian, I think, and he got choked out in the first round, triangle choke victory. And when the fight was over, Khabib's father congratulated the winner. Pardon me, I had a drink of Dr. Pepper, which is not a paid sponsor of this show. Khabib's father shook the hand of the winner, and all I could think was, how bad is Khabib's little brother going to get beat when he gets home? Because we've all heard stories of Khabib talking about his dad would smash him for this or smash him for that. And I could tell he was not pleased that his little brother got beat, choked out in Russia in front of all the home fans. I'd like to get the over-under on how many lashings that guy got from Khabib's crazy dad. Funny stuff. What else happened on that fight card? It wasn't a super good fight card. Khabib was in the main event, the Russian guy, and he's I forget the name of that Adam Sandler movie. There's an Adam Sandler movie where he plays a Russian agent, and I forget. Leave it in the comments, guys. But that's kind of what this fighter reminds me of is that movie, Adam Sandler character. It's like I am the, what's that movie called? Zabad or something like that. Pretty funny. Anyway, he's a great fighter though. He won easily again. And I'm trying to remember who the co-main. Oh, Greg Hardy fought in the co-main event. He fought the guy that Derek Lewis beat, the Russian that Derek Lewis beat with the overhand right in the famous Hot Balls fight. If any of you guys don't know about the Hot Balls fight, look up Hot Balls and Derek Lewis, and you'll hear him talk about hot balls in the fight. Very funny stuff. Anyway, Greg Hardy got his butt kicked. I'm glad to see that. Greg Hardy is a former NFLer, turned UFC fighter. He thinks he's a badass. He's not. He's a woman beater. That's why he got kicked out of the NFL for abusing women. And now he's in the UFC, which I don't like. And finally he was taught a lesson by this Russian. And I was glad for that. What else is going on? Watched a little bit of Bellator, minor league. Bellator is a minor league MMA promotion. I got to see my good friend Aaron McKenzie get a big victory on the Bellator undercard. Very proud of Aaron. He's a good guy from Tahlequah. Went to NSU like I did. Good job, Aaron, in your fight. Some other minor league action. I had my good friend Wade Smittle from Kudos Jiu-Jitsu in Edmond won his MMA bout. Shout out to Wade. Powerful ground and pound. Just controlled the guy with a body triangle and just flat out dominated in Rage in the Cage 69. And that's not the name of an adult film. That is actually the name of an MMA organization. So don't think that way, guys. We're not messing with the dark arts here. That is the MMA promotion, Rage in the Cage 69. All right, great job, Wade. Shout out to you, buddy. I love our back and forth about fights on social media. You're the man. What else is going on? The OU Sooners nearly got beat by Iowa State last night, 42-41. Their defense is a no-show once again. I say this every week, but how could you recruit that many great offensive players and have nothing on the defense side of the ball? I mean, nothing. Nothing. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So once again, OU escaped with the victory, but I just don't see them doing much in the postseason. I really don't. And I think they have Baylor next week, and that's going to be tough. That's going to be really, really tough to get by in that Baylor game. It really is. I just don't know if they're going to be able to beat Baylor. Really. What else is going on? So back to the fight game. Nate Diaz kind of announced he's retiring. I don't buy that at all. I don't buy that one bit. I think it's just Nate being Nate, and he'll be back when the right fight comes around. And still, I think it might have been a different fight if it would have allowed him the last 2 rounds against Jorge Masvidal. If you guys saw that fight, the bad MF fight for the bad MF belt. Jorge Masvidal by TKO. Doctor stoppage due to cuts. I think it should have kept going. I think the fight should have kept going. Really. What else is going on? So the left is getting really crazy nowadays. What's the craziest thing I've seen recently? There's a leftist meme going around in which is a 5 to 7 year old boy is holding a sign that says, "Men can have periods too, and it's time you respect that." I'm not even going to get into the men having periods thing. I may have touched on it before. I know that Tampax and these other menstrual companies are going to take all references to women off their packaging because they They want it to be available to men also. I have no comment about that. I don't even want to talk about it. What I do want to talk about is using this kid in that picture for that meme. Don't put your crazy lefty ideas on a kid like that. Don't do it. If you want to hold a sign yourself saying some crazy shit like that, fine. But don't. That's almost child abuse, honestly. It's almost child abuse. Once again, the left is going way, way, way too far. Way too far. That just really made me sick, honestly. You know, just like it makes me sick when I read articles now that say you can't tell your kid gets to tell you what gender they are. Don't represent gender. Let them tell you what gender they are later in life. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, far left BS. Complete BS. What else is going on? I went into the Ukraine thing already. I just think that's getting stupider by the minute. I can't believe that's what they're going after Trump on. I don't think they've released the identity of the whistleblower yet, but everything I'm reading says he's definitely a leftist and may have been planning this since 2017. Wow, big surprise. The left wants Trump stopped because he's not a politician. That's the only thing I like about Trump, really. There's other things I like about him. I love what he's doing with China. I love the way he makes us proud to be American again. He's not afraid to tell how a stinking, no good terrorist died. There are a lot of things I love about him, but probably top of the list is he really is not a politician. And he's not beholden to the things you have to normally be beholden to get elected to office. So there you go. What else is happening? So there's another fight this weekend. Shout out to my oldest son, Nathan. I know he watches some of these videos. So what's up, Nate? He hit me up this weekend because he wanted to watch a fight between these two YouTubers that he follows. Logan Paul and KSI. I don't know either one of these idiots. But he was going for KSI. And these guys boxed. Neither one of them knew how to box. I felt like Logan Paul won. He did not get the decision. KSI won the decision. It was close. It's just two guys that can't box. And they each have about 21 million YouTube followers. 21 million. I think I have 13. And I love all 13 of you. We'll have a big dinner together one day. But this guy, each one of these guys has 21 million. And that stadium was packed with celebrities. It was crazy to watch two guys that could not box their way out of an Amazon warehouse. I mean, it was horrible. So there you go. But hey, we don't pick our entertainment, right? We don't pick what sells. This definitely was. I was not in the target group for that show, for sure. What else is going on? I've definitely been looking at data. I mean, data really is currency. Our data is currency. You know, I'm on the fence about Snowden. I saw Snowden on the Rogan podcast a while back, and he definitely seemed a little bit left-leaning for me on some issues. But on other issues, man, this guy really has some good points. He's talking to Rogan live from a secret location in Russia and talking about why he blew the whistle on the CIA, how they have all of our text messages, all of our Facebook posts, all of our phone calls going back to like 1983. It's crazy. It's crazy. Data is currency. How do I know this? Because I used to be on the left. Big time on the left. and I have moved into the center with a slight right lean. Now, all you know from that is social media, these podcasts, things of that nature. But all of a sudden, I'm getting mail from Ben Shapiro. I'm getting mail from all these different right-wing think tanks. All of a sudden, why? Because my phone's listening to me. Everybody, all of our data is out there. If I say something about Asus computers like this laptop here, everybody notice my laptop? Did you notice my laptop? I will start seeing Facebook ads for Lenovo, I think it's a Lenovo, computers. Because I have them on this podcast. So that's where Snowden seems to make a little bit of sense to me, because our data, it seems like anything we think about, is suddenly advertised in front of us. It's crazy. It's crazy. So my Dallas Cowboys are playing right now, and I hope they're beating them on the Vikings. I'm about to go watch the recorded game. We definitely need a big win tonight, and a win against the Vikings would be a statement, but I think it's a tall order, a very tall order, so I'm hoping for the best in that. I really am. So I lost my subscription to Embark Handicap Transit. And don't tell me I can't say the word handicapped. Don't tell me that. You softies, you soft serve McDonald's ice cream cones. I'll say handicapped if I want to. I'll say crippled if I want to. We're too soft. So my handicapped transit bus that I use every day to work came out with a new policy, and I think you have to ride like 98% of the time or you lose your subscription. And I have a lot of meetings all around the state, and I have to cancel sometimes because my driver has to pick me up and go to the meetings and this and that. Well, they've canceled my subscription. Even though I canceled within the parameters of what they allow, even though these were allowed cancellations, like I didn't wait till they were at the door and then cancel. I canceled in advance. I lost my subscription. So now I can only ride on a case-by-case basis. And that's how people with disabilities are controlled. Well, I had one option to get around town, and now I have to call every day and say, please, can I please ride? Can the poor crippled kid please ride the bus today? I don't have that guaranteed ride anymore, and that sucks. So if you want to call and give Embark Transit a hard time, tweet them, Embark OKC, and tell them that their subscription policy for paratransit is discriminatory. Go for it. Because people with disabilities are the real group that needs to be advocated for. We spend too much time worrying about gender issues, worrying about race issues, worrying about identity issues, worrying about whether or not somebody can carry or not. People with disabilities are getting left out. We're getting left out, and we need advocacy. So if you want to support me, subscribe to this podcast, like, comment, tell me what you think, share this video, but do what you can to advocate for people with disabilities, because they're being forgotten in this election. The only one that even mentioned us is Pete Guggenhammer, whatever his name is. I don't know if his name's Guggenhammer. That might be his porn name. I'm not sure. But it's Petey something. Anyway, he's the only one that's come out with a disability platform. And I'm not going to be tied to that guy. Who cares about that guy? The Democrats are not putting forth any issues for people with disabilities. Nothing. We're being forgotten, folks. And it drives me absolutely nuts. So let's try and change that. If you want to do it, we could use the help. What else is going on? So I heard about how ABC News has been stifling the Epstein information for years. I guess this reporter had it. She said into the hot mic that she had the Clintons, she had everyone, and ABC News silenced her for 3 years. Amazing. I just can't believe this fake news stuff is real. As a journalist, it just blows me away because I was so proud to be a journalist. And I just don't know what happened to our profession. I really don't. I really don't. It just doesn't make any sense. Anyway, guys, I'm about to wrap this episode up. Hope you enjoyed it. I want to see this episode get some likes, get some dislikes, whatever. Just interact with me. Throw me a subscription. Talk about it. Hashtag please remain seated. Hit me up on social media. I'm 6-Wheel Cowboy across all platforms. I'd love to hear from you. Please subscribe. I could really use the subscriptions. Subscriptions are hard to come by. There's an idiot in my state. His name is Timothy something. But he runs a channel called News Now OKC, which is the worst YouTube channel I've ever seen. And he makes videos in which he goes around and puts a camera in your face while he's carrying around an AR-15. And in African American neighborhoods, in places where he's not necessarily expected to frequent. And he likes to get a rise out of people. This guy's an idiot. He's a douchebag. And he has about, 40,000 subscribers and gets about 6,000 views on every one of his videos. So don't let me lose to this idiot. At least catch up to him. I'm going to keep fighting. I'll be here next week. I hope you'll be here. And let's see if we can have another good show, all right? I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Let's hear a little bit more from Dr. Harold Aldridge. Remember, Dr. Aldridge is out of Taft, Oklahoma, and he's a blues man. Look him up, Harold Aldridge. Thanks a lot, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. To you, Doc.
Told me she loved another man. Lord have mercy. Said I didn't fit into her lofty plans. Now she's gone. You know it ain't gonna worry. I'm sitting on top of the world. Long as you're alive, you're sitting on top of the world. Little girl, there was a time I didn't even know your name. Why should I worry? Little girl, when it's all in vain, now you're gone. You know and I shouldn't worry. I'm sitting on top of the world. Help me out a little bit, Pat. Send a message.